Welcome back to Cooking for Health. Joining us today is Dr. Jesse Barnes of First Choice Community Healthcare with an educational message on healthy fats and nuts.
Hello, I'm Jesse Barnes, one of the family medicine doctors here at First Choice in the South Valley, and welcome to this month's edition of our Cooking for Health classes online. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you find out when future classes and videos are being posted. And thanks for joining us today. The topic this month is healthy and unhealthy fats, and in particular nuts. And what you're going to see in the other videos from our amazing chefs this month are a bunch of recipes in which we've substituted healthier fats, in particular using nuts to get healthier fats into recipes that we're used to eating, but that we can make healthier in terms of our getting more good fats and fewer bad fats. So let's talk a little bit about what that means. Many of you have probably at some point had your cholesterol checked when you're at your doctor's, and if you haven't, you probably should at some point. And when we look at cholesterol or fat, there are different types of fats, and some of them are good for us, by which we mean they actually clean and maintain clean our arteries and our vessels for our circulation and lower the risk of things like heart attacks and strokes. And some kinds of fats are bad fats, by which we mean that they clog or contribute to the clogging of our arteries and increase the risk of catastrophic things like heart attacks and strokes. So let's talk a little bit about how that plays out in terms of the foods that we're eating. When we think about good fats, we're talking about monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. And we're talking about fats that increase the level of HDL, high density lipoproteins. These are the good fats that clean our arteries and reduce our risk of heart attacks and strokes. We'll find HDL in foods like nuts, and pretty much all of the nuts have some quantity of good fat or HDL. Vegetable oils, avocados, seeds, and fatty fish, so things like salmon and tuna. So eating more of these things gets us more HDL, cleans our arteries, and reduces our risks of things like heart attacks or strokes. The other thing that's really important in terms of maintaining high good cholesterol and lowering bad cholesterol is making sure that we eat enough fiber in our diet, and that's what we'll get from things like fruits and vegetables and whole grains, which you can learn more about in some of the other videos and topics. When we talk about bad and worst cholesterol, in the bad cholesterol category, we're talking about saturated fat, which has a lot of what's called LDL, or low density lipoprotein. This, again, is the one that contributes to the clogging of our arteries and a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes. We'll find LDL in all types of meat, particularly red meat, but also in white meat as well. And so any cow, pork, or chicken meat will have higher quantities of LDL or bad cholesterol. Milk and milk products also have larger amounts of LDL, as does butter, and then what we call tropical oils, so coconut and palm oils. And then finally, we have our worst category. And these are really foods that don't have a lot of nutritional benefit, and we want to try and avoid completely as much as possible. These are trans and hydrogenated fats, which are sort of artificially created fats, and they significantly increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Fried food, French fries, things like that will have a lot of trans fats, as will a lot of different baked goods, so things like donuts, pastries, cakes, and anything that's using margarine in a baking recipe will have a significant amount of trans fat. So again, we want to try and avoid this category as much as possible. So that's a quick review of the different types of food that have good fats, bad fats, and the worst category of fats that we want to avoid. And again, improving the amount of good fat that we're eating will clean our arteries, reduce our risk of heart attacks and strokes, as well as decreasing the amount of bad fats. And then we want to eat more fruits and vegetables and whole grains for the fiber that helps us manage our fat levels as well. Please check out all the recipes that our chefs present this month for ways to introduce more good fats and remove some bad fats from your diet. And again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel to see future videos. Thanks again for joining us.
Cooking for Health, a community cooking class brought to you by First Choice Community Healthcare, Agricultura Cooperative Network, La Cosecha, and other valued community partners. Thank you for watching. Tune in for the next fun and healthy recipe from Cooking for Health.